got the rundown on.
You guys played really well this weekend. So the best of the best, 4 events. So good luck. Congratulations on your tournament so far. All right, good curling.
Hello and welcome to the finals of the 5 and Under at Denver Curling Club. We are announcing the A event final here on Sheet B. These are the teams of Brian Brown, skipping for Denver Curling Club. Playing third for Brian is Scott Schneider. Playing second is Adam Walter. They're up against a team from Seattle Granite Curling Club. Trying to locate the roster here. This is Stephen Grant skipping, Aaron Thompson shooting third, Gina Triolo throwing second, and Derek Ristow as the lead. And it looks like Brian Brown has hammer. Grant's going to kick it off here.
With the red.
With red rocks. And it looks like slight change in lineup. Looks like Gina is throwing lead. Call is for a center guard to start things off. 5 and Under finals.
Yeah, then. I get you settle. Put that over the hog.
Not uncommon with the first rock.
No. Drag a little bit.
Trying to get the speed of the ice, which will increase as the game goes on.
John throwing.
John Goldman. First rock for Denver on the way.
Looks like
Brian's
might be coming over good.
Brian's calling for a corner guard. Looks like it's going to be pretty close. Go to the overhead here. Pretty good corner guard.
Definitely a good way to start off this match. Put him out there.
And let us introduce ourselves. So I'm Dan Falco, member here at Denver Curling Club, and to my right we have
Ted Howock, also Denver Curling Club. Welcome if any of you are enjoying this at home.
Ted here participated in the 5 and Under this year. How was your experience this weekend, Ted?
We had a good run, played well. 2 and 2 is 2 and 2. Playing on Sunday is all we ever go for. So, goal achieved.
There you go.
That's a good rock. That's going to settle back there just on the tee.
Come around here from Gina. Settles pretty nicely. About a third exposed, but Brian's calling for the freeze here to that rock. John's second on the way. Here's the delivery.
If they're with hammer, the freeze is definitely the play. You gotta get that there. That's right, it's dragging.
It's pretty close.
Pretty close. Juanita, I don't think so. I think they're up top.
I agree. A little bit light there.
Good line.
Nope, just need to hear more.
Well, the goals in recreational under 5 curling do tend to be different than those of the pros. See if they can get this in there.
So we're calling for the come around again. And this is Derek Ristow, I assume. Can you confirm that, Ted?
I can confirm that.
All right, this is Derek throwing second there for Granite.
Staying wide.
Looks a little wide, a little light
Short.
here.
It's a typical first end for 5-year curlers.
A little disappointed in the lack of costumes here in the event final.
I know we can sort of see what's going on over on the sheet next door.
Yep.
They certainly are bringing their costume game over on sheet C.
Top marks in the B event final. We have men wearing tutus and tacos. So it's fantastic. Great spirit here at the 5 and under. We got Brian here back on B. He's calling for the draw through the fairly wide port.
And this is Adam Walters. This is last year U5. Looks a little,
There's Adam watching his stone. Let's take a look. It looks a little heavy.
He's through and he's heavy.
See that one sail through. Still trying to find our draw weight here in the first end.
Typically, Adam's draws are spot on, so for him to throw heavy is definitely interesting.
Sure, he'll adjust here as the game goes on.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure it was an adjustment made due to the slowness of the first few rocks that they got dragging over there, and just an over adjustment.
Also, Ted, have these guys curled yet today?
I believe both teams actually have curled today. I believe the 8 o'clock draw was for the A's. So both of these teams have curled today. I believe they were in the early draw. That's a nice roll. If they can get that bite, that'd be. Is that a biter?
Not quite.
No, I don't think so. Still, it blocks the putback. Pretty tight.
Opens up the draw here.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side for Brian.
Definitely the right move here for Brian to call the draw for Adam.
Adam's second on the way.
Much better.
Got a lot of room to come in.
You gotta move a lot though. It looks a little wide.
I hear Brian say lots of room there. Just trying to stay off it here. Weight looks better.
You should settle on the house.
Gonna be
Don't be exposed. It's like 8 foot.
you can see great weight adjustment there. Looks like Steven is calling the hit here. Probably hit and roll to the center given that ice.
Yes, I believe they're playing the hit and roll here.
It's on the way. They're all over it. Looks pretty good.
Looks like you should get a hit and roll. Will it still out there?
Red 1 and 2. Not a.
If Brian can get this shot, this just might turn this around.
Going to be tough to roll to a shot position here. Given
Agreed, but
this
getting that
stagger.
second stone in there make a big difference. Scott.
He's playing the hit and roll instead of the double here.
No, never.
Hear Brian say never. Rock's wide. Doesn't look like he's going to get a piece of it. sails through, unfortunately, for the brown rink. Here we have a look at Aaron Thompson, a third for Granite. Talking with the skip over what shot to call.
And like this, I say just get a call and get it in. Don't even bother arguing at that point. It's too early to start arguing with your skip.
Agreed. So it looks like they're playing the draw here. They also have the opportunity to tap or split their own. So a lot of good options here. Rock on the way from Thompson.
Might be a little like...
No, they're not sweeping it.
No,
Looks a little wide.
That's why they're not sweeping.
So it looks like it's going to be a straight tap here. Maybe a bit heavy, actually.
Yeah, settle
Sort
on
of
the
the
tap.
overhead.
Yeah, I think it's going to take it out. They might bite on the back end.
Strong. Probably going to stick around there.
Ooh, that's a biter.
Brian really needs to sweep that one harder. Come on, Brian. Just kidding, buddy. So we got Brian's calling the draw. He's in damage control mode at this point.
Yeah, just got to start getting rocks out of the house. You can't let them sit 3 on your hammer.
Well, he's calling the draw here, so he's trying to outcount the other 2 red rocks.
Well, if he could freeze in there on the
Yeah.
guy, even if he isn't shot, it at least limits the damage. They're not going to get it out of there.
Exactly
And
right. Yep. So he's
if he can come in and tap it again, they might even be able to take 2. Looks a little wide here.
he's going to be tapping up the red rock here. Opening it up though, they do.
Out of there, get it deep.
Like I said, yellow does have hammer, so that actually helps here for Brian's upcoming rocks.
Still, if they didn't have that rock in front of the tee line, they would be in a much better situation where they could settle up to it. But unfortunately, that rock is right in front of the tee, making it really hard to outscore it and put it in a happy position.
Red rock's in a good spot.
Yeah.
They're playing the hit here, knowing that yellow has hammer. They just want to make sure, no matter what, they don't give up a deuce.
Right.
So he's playing the hit here. He wants to roll towards center. Stay above tee line would be ideal.
And shout out to the kilt. Just needs to get out there. That always appreciate a kilt thrower.
Agreed. Another look at the house here. Calling tight ice, trying to roll to the center. Take a look at the delivery.
First down from Stephen Grant, just trying to throw a takeout here on the outside. This can get tricky in the first end.
So here's a look at Stephen Grant's delivery. Rock on the way.
Waits there.
Yes!
You know, Ted,
Yes!
I do enjoy, as a skip, throwing hits in the first end. If you're a little nervous, especially in event final.
Well,
It's like, yeah, well, you haven't quite figured out the ice speed yet. The ice is changing in the first end or 2.
yeah, hits are a little more consistent usually, but
I agree.
Red's definitely got himself in a happy little place here, and Brian's going to have to give us
Brian's been playing lights out all weekend, so he's got a draw here. If he can ever draw behind that yellow rock, freeze it right up next to that red, it'd be in a good spot.
There's a good freeze where he's sitting shot rock. It's not a tight freeze, but nestled up to the edge of that thing. There's not much they can do about that other than draw another one in there and try to put one behind it.
Yeah, he's just gonna have to barely corner freeze that red one, or just
But
draw
if he can
it
just
next to it.
If he can get to the left side of that button, though, he'll be all right.
First rock on the way from Brian Brown. Line looks good. Looks a little heavy.
Looks like it's probably going to sit on that. Oh, no, it's settling. That's biting fast.
It's curling nice.
Still looks a little heavy.
Take a look here. It's gonna slide, I think, a bit too far here.
But it's a damage prevention rock if I've ever seen one.
Well, he's sitting shot rock, half buried, which is good. If you can see here, about a third of that rock exposed. I think red is likely still going to try to hit that.
Oh, I would hit it. I would hit it. You come up on nose.
Yep.
Not that much of a problem.
Looks like that's what Seattle Skip is calling here. Not a lot of risk playing this shot.
No, you go wide, you clear that junk off the back end. you come in, that's actually honestly almost preferable. As long as you don't come in on that guard. The last thing you want to do is move that guard. That guard is preventing 2 right now.
Yep, that's true. You never want to be narrow here. The miss here would definitely be wide. He's taking a bit more ice than he did on the last. He's probably going to throw similar weight, just try to pick it out there. If he misses, yellow's got to draw for 1.
Yeah, that's.
They do
You don't want to play freeze here if you're red.
No, I think you just give them backing to draw down to. It actually makes the shot easier.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I understand the appeal.
Let's take a look here.
Looks a little narrow. Oh, this looks narrow. He might be on that guard.
They're off it now.
Okay. Oh, he's right there. That is a good rock.
Nice shot there.
Yep. Get enough of a spill that you're not giving him a backer. That was a good rock.
So Brian's probably going to play the same draw that he just threw. As a skip, you do always want to try to throw the same shot twice in a row if you can.
All he needs is piece of that button. Keep them from taking something big.
Take a look at the overhead here. So you can see that Red Rock's fully in the 4 foot. So Brian's going to need to be full 4, potentially biting a piece of the button here to score.
You like this ice? I think it's a little narrow.
Just threw it. He should know the line. There's been a few rocks down that path. I think that the line is good. He just needs a hair less. You never want to be narrow here and wreck on your own and give up 5 in the first.
Not a suggested course of action if you're trying to win a game.
That would be catastrophic.
Well, let's see where he is.
They're never on it.
Here it
They're
comes.
on it now.
Hammer.
That's a good sign.
Yellow hammer. Going for full 4 foot.
They like it, I think.
I think it's slow.
Oh, here comes Scott to
bringing
assist.
it. Get that to the house, boys.
Looks pretty
Look
good.
at that.
Looks pretty good.
Ryan Brown.
Hard,
guys. Oh, just
All right.
short.
All right. Well, 1 red is not
That is damage prevention at its finest.
not the end of the world. Looks like Brian's weight was much better there. They just needed a bit more sweeping. So at the end of 1, it's a red steal of 1, and the yellow retains hammer. So
that was damage prevention in the finest. You just that 5 goes up on the board, and it's hard to come back from that. So
can't argue with that, Ted.
It's okay. Tight guard, it's okay.
All right, here.
rock underway from Gina.
There you go. Thanks, Ted.
That's fortunate.
Appreciate it. Trying to get an update on the other event finals going on. Some of the scores haven't been posted yet, so we'll get back to you on that one. Let's take a look at where that stone ended up here. Call was for center guard, pretty close. And I just got to switch over.
Second rock coming in here. Trying to bury behind that guard. Be fighting late here, but in the house. Certainly going to make Red have to do something about it. And sometimes that's the best you can hope for. Second rock from the Granite City lead here. Trying to just take that yellow one out of there. Probably stick the shooter, might as well, at the top 12 this early. No reason not to. Keep heel, it doesn't hurt either. Hard, guys. You're going to a lot of curl there. Expose it, leave the shooter. Certainly affects the game quite a bit.
All right. My first time ever working the cameras. I got the overhead here for the near sheet house, so you could see there yellow sitting 1. Looks like Brian's calling the corner guard to protect that one. Again, they do have hammer, so they're trying to leave the center open.
Yes.
And
that red's wide, exposed, and honestly is not something to be too concerned about this early in the match.
second on the way from John. Brian's calling about 5 feet of curl here for a guard, which is typical for Denver Curling Club ice. Looks pretty good.
Speedy,
little hot. Let's take a
he's
look.
going to settle in there.
Yeah, it looks plenty heavy. Probably going to get a piece of his own.
Yeah, but set them both, which is, again, it's doubleable, but far more preferable to some of the other outcomes. There's a double here. It's a double with a hit and roll. If they make it. Certainly give Brian something to think about if they hit the shot.
First on the way from
Derek
Ristow.
If we're mispronouncing that, we apologize.
Looks like it's going to over curl here. Might get the back one.
Fortunately, yep, on the back one.
There it goes.
But keeps the shooter in play, which is big when you're playing steel. Keeping shooters in play to forcing the opponents to drawing or trying to give you hammer is always the way to go.
So Brian's calling the same shot here. It looks like a hair less ice. The same ice as the last, but the shot is closer to the center, given that it was the shot that was just thrown.
Adams had tendencies to drop short during this tournament, and obviously Brian knows that. And is making a call based on it. He's pitching a little wide.
Delivery on the way.
It's the tighter ice on the broom.
Does look a bit wide.
Does look a little short, too. I think his weight's there. But again, here's that overcurl. Brian knowing his teammate, calling for his teammate.
No.
Yeah, calling for his teammate. You'll note that curled right where he wanted it line-wise.
Yep, just a bit heavy.
Yeah.
Either turn.
Granite Skip taking a look at the angles here for the potential double.
Yeah, it's pretty close to nose.
You do get a jam with that top stone on their own red sometimes, depending on where you hit it.
It's not the worst thing in the world to jam out there on the red, out there outside the 8 foot. If it were to jam tighter on the 8 foot, probably be worse. But it's definitely worth the double opportunity to take. It's absolutely worth the opportunity.
Delivery on the way.
Waits there.
Looks to be a bit wide.
I think, yeah, he's on the front one. Jam's on the back one. But if you got one of them out there, honestly, that helps.
Yep, yellow was sitting 1-2. Now they're shot rock. Brian going to call for that corner guard again. He's going to try to protect shot rock and make his deuce with his last.
You'll note he's given 6 inches more ice to this rock than he gave to the last one. And knowing his teammate. Definitely about the same.
See Brian say that one was wide. Just way out. You hear him.
He's going to wreck on that front rock.
He's way out.
Well, they
Might get that
guard out of that.
So it almost pushes the red over into the corner guard position. Not quite though. Yellow shot rock still exposed.
Still an open house, open button,
You like control or normal?
Whatever you like the ice for.
which in the second end is honestly preferable to sweating out a sitting 5.
A little bit of a cleaner end this time.
Just a little.
It's very tight ice for normal. He must know that his teammate tends to throw wide.
Yep.
Delivery on the way. Hammering it right away, so
He can get past the shift to guard, which I don't think he is.
looks like it's going to wreck
He's on the
here.
guard. He's going to wreck on that guard.
He might actually double out the back now.
But not
So
the
that
worst.
That redstone that was pushed into position there actually did the trick for corner for Brian.
Yep, he guarded, I guess. I guess that counts as guarding.
Sometimes just having a rock there visually will affect the shot, even if it's not covering the rock. That's what we call visual guard. Brian here is calling for
and
the.
Even in that case, can affect handle and choice of handle, which I believe it did, and that caused that. They played that out because of where that guard was. They could have played an in handle and tried to stick the shooter, but not because.
Potentially. Looks like they're.
Looks like a control take.
Playing the hit here.
Yeah, wait.
Brian calling for the sweep.
It's running a little slow. They gotta get on that, get that rock. It's gonna be mighty tight if they get it.
Looks like they got a piece of it, but it's definitely not going to stick around.
Yep. Looks like they got it out.
Now that leaves a wide open hit for red. There's only one rock in the house.
No reason not to take it.
So the deuce for Brian is looking less likely now.
That's true. Definitely the right call here to just clean it out. Might as well stick the shooter. It's your steal. It's not going to guard.
Shot on the way from the granite third.
Looks like it's there.
They like it.
A little light.
Over curling a bit. A little bit down.
Looks like it should have enough weight. Stick the shooter right
It's
there on
going
the
to
button.
stick right there.
Right on the pin.
A little tap.
Brian's calling for a tap here. It's an interesting call. He's trying
There's
to.
something to freezing here, knowing you have hammer. It being his third, I think he's thinking, get in there. He can always hit his own rock and chase theirs out of the back. Versus guarding and not and missing the draw. I think there's just a lot more positive, quote-unquote, misses on the tap back. Because they really do want to try to get a rock in the house. This looks like a good rock.
Does look pretty good. So Brian clearly trying to generate a 2 here.
Yep.
Yep. It's a bit heavy and a bit wide, so he is sitting open.
Still a very good rock out of a U5 player.
There's two good teams here.
There's a jam here.
Playing well this weekend.
There's a jam here if he stays wide, and that's where what yellow is. Brian's back there sweating out, hoping for a jam here. Opportunity to even if it catches it a little and sticks around, the opportunity for the deuce is blaring. Then we'll see if he makes the call on taking it or not. It's the first rock here from Grant.
So by playing that tap back and not executing it exactly right, he takes the blank out of play. Blank would be when they would take no points and carry the hammer to the next end.
He does look a little wide.
Gina!
And what Ted was talking about gets it by.
Just snake by. Oh, yeah. 2 and blank are long out the door now. I
Not
think
necessarily. If Brian makes a good freeze here, which is what they're calling, they could bring the deuce back into play. Granite would probably have to freeze back
correct.
Blast it out of there if it's not perfectly frozen.
Correct. If it's perfectly frozen, it's draw 2, and if they can get it out of there in any way, let's get it out of there. Scott holding the line for Brian.
Let's take a look at Brian's delivery here. Pretty solid. Right over
Good
the
delivery.
rock.
The line's solid. But see what the weight looks like. I think it might be a little down.
Guys, go.
It's a little. It needs to
Bring
curl
it
a lot.
hard.
It's coming. Scott calling for the sweep.
For the weight. Well, the weight is down,
Is that-
and that's where the sweep's coming from. Look at that. Look at that. They might just settle in there. Come on, hard boys. Come on, John. You can
Does
take
look a
this
bit down.
Nice result.
Well, we don't know drama yet, but that would be really good if they do it.
Discussing top of the 4-foot here is not just draw another one in there.
We should be getting closer. We played most things on this side.
Just draw onto the high side, or the right side of the 4-foot.
Well, it's interesting.
It's not going to be in a position that's double.
Yeah.
Certainly tightens the button even more than you already have. Brian's got the takeout on the back there, the hit and stick for one.
I think I like center line half buried
Yeah.
top 8-foot.
Top 8, yes, exactly. That, or if it does overcurl and you can really come a little deeper, it's not exactly bad if you bury it. As long as it stays in front of the tee.
Yeah, you don't want to give him backing for the draw. Brian, that is. Even
Just through there. I
even
mean, his
even
lines are there, just
even right in front of their own isn't bad. You may have to come the other way in that case.
Yeah, that's why I think they're taking the ice so wide on this. I would honestly take another 6 inches even, because the wide ice, even if you land straight center, is just as good in this position right now.
I tend to agree with you.
Clean it, clean it.
Calling for clean, which usually means they like it.
Line's great.
Here, line's great.
Just want top 8, just top 8.
Can't see the rock.
Whoa.
Actually, that looks great. It might be a little deep, but it's going to be
Looks
buried.
heavy for
It's
sure.
heavy. Oh, that is definitely heavy. But it's buried.
So I would not touch that if I was
Yeah.
Brian's team, which they weren't. That was actually the Granite team trying to sweep it deeper to
Correct.
prevent him something from sitting on. So it's either hit and stick or draw down to it. Looks like Brian's
He's going to
play.
play draw. And I think it's just playing this as back draw. You'll note that Scott is almost all the way on full, as is all the way on full 12 practically. They're taking this as a really wide draw. That much ice usually is only going to take you back to the side of the button, which it would be right in front of that rock. So they are playing for the back to draw.
Brian's going to play he's trying to play T8 here. Given that his last was just light, he's probably going to bring it up here, which means I might tighten up the ice a bit, to be honest. But we can't say how he's feeling about his draw weight.
Mine
Looks
looks
like
good.
he pitched it a bit.
Yeah.
Y'all couldn't see that. Sorry. It's Brian shaking his head. They are hammering it.
But it's coming over. It's coming over hard, boys.
This looks
Get
pretty
the
good.
overhead. This looks like
They
a
gotta
good
go.
draw.
They gotta go.
Oh, yep. Gotta go, guys. Gotta go. Well, if they can get that, ooh, that hurts.
That looks
That
like
might be a
3
3.
for red.
It's definitely 2. It's like they're kicking. They know what it is. We may not, but they sure seem to be convinced.
Yeah, looks like I'm pretty sure that was 3 for red. A couple light draws there from Brownie.
I like it.
It's tough as a skip with last rock when you're facing 3. Stand up there and
Believe me, I've already done last rock facing 5 and 6 today, and
how'd that work out?
took 1 on both ends.
Well, there you go. And that's
I won't mention how I ended up throwing against 5.
Mine's good.
first on the way for Granite.
I like 6 a lot.
Gina.
Gina's got a good rock here. I mean, I think at this point, Granite being ahead enough guards isn't the way to go. Or even if you are going to guard, get them as deep as you can. Get them right up there on the house. This is a good deep guard. No reason to play up high when you're ahead by a few. The last thing you want to do is allow them to start burying multiple rocks.
Yeah, up 4. Book usually says come into the house, so we'll see if.
I believe they were trying for the house and she just threw short.
I didn't see the shot call.
It looked like the shot call was top 12. At least I felt it was.
Let's see if
This looks a little heavy.
Denver can generate an end here. I agree, Ted. This look to be sliding through.
Settle down there in the back now. That was short of hack weight, though, as we see it drifting back there and not even touching the hack. That middle line, they're starting to beat it up, and we're starting to get a little longer ice.
I think on this line,
We've had a lot of draws on the right-hand side, both directions, but it's the right-hand side as we're looking now. Not a whole lot of drawing on the other side of the sheet yet.
Mine's good.
So he might be a little up weight, compensating for the slightly short one the first time, but we'll see where this ends up.
Looks like plenty.
Yeah, I think we're through again. It might settle in the back, but I don't think so. I think they're right on through.
John's second on the way. See if he can adjust for the weight a bit. Doesn't seem like he likes it. It's a bit wide and heavy again, Ted?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely heavy. For sure. Well, it's hard, you know. This is now that we're getting into the third end. Both hacks have been played out of. The across the middle of the houses tends to get beaten up a little bit more by all those rocks traveling. And you finally find that draw weight after the ice normalizes a little bit, and everything flies through the house. But I think here we're just dealing with a couple of classic overpitches. They see the score, and it's not a. They just need to calm down, play their game. There's plenty of time to come back to this. Looks like a good draw. You loaded scary. Wow, that is scary. It's going to settle on the back end. Looks like they're going to get the fighter on the back end there. He's calling draw into the floor. I personally just say freeze up on that one in the back. The way you've been throwing, get something that's shot rock and make them play at it.
Yeah, I disagree. I think you got to stay above the tee line here.
I hear you. I hear you.
So if you freeze, they'll just freeze back or blast it out.
Agreed, but making them make a shot based on the rock that you just threw, Granite City's been playing their game, and Denver's trying to catch, and that would force Granite City to change their thought pattern, even for a rock. And sometimes that's what you need to do. This looks like a good stone. I think it's going to end up where I was just predicting it, not by choice, but I think he's got the tee line. He might be a little past it. No, he's back there on the rock.
Like Ted was saying, that slide, that path there is pretty quick now.
Yes, it is.
Lots of rocks down there.
And here's another draw down and
yep. So you can see with sliding that far, if he's able to go into the 4 foot, it negates that yellow rock there. And if he's buried, it's pretty tough to deal with.
This is nice because if you come in a little heavy, this looks a little hot. Settling on it is not the worst thing to do when you're not the hammer team.
It just does look wide.
It looks wide and it looks even a little heavy. I think we're going to go. Handle's dying. Yeah, we're still. Yes!
Really hard!
Ryan making the power move here, just get another one, I'd say, right on the tee line in the 4 foot. Right behind that
if you can stack one under that red.
Well, but again, even if he goes long and ends up on that back one, it's not the worst thing in the world. And the way they've been throwing a little deep. So,
not the worst thing in the world necessarily, but not the best thing.
No.
We'd love to be above tee line here.
Yes, under 5 curling.
Much heavier.
It's coming over and it's slowing, but it's not. It's coming through.
High.
They might have just peeled their own rock. Oh, that was a little bit of luck there. That almost came over and peeled their own rock. So at that point, you prefer going through. For that was going to settle.
Yeah. You need more rice?
It's a very well buried rock, so there's virtually no real takeout on drawn. Burn their own guard.
I could peel here. I would probably say
I think if they are down or tied still, you think peel the guard. I think that they are comfortable with where they're at so far, and that they can keep this number low.
Yeah, like Ted said, you also have to know the strengths of your team members. They're hammering this one. but it looks.
I think they're in there on the yellow. I think they're in there on the yellow. They might even.
I think that was a bit of oversweeping, to be honest.
I agree, but in the long run, that's not a bad place to be for them. They didn't have a whole lot of options other than to draw here. I mean, they could try to. There's no real takeout there. Is that? I mean, you almost see that whole stone. Is there a takeout there?
You may be able to get rid of it, but you're losing your own every time.
Right.
Scott's first, I believe, on the way. Has to be a bit wide. See if it'll come over here. It's coming over. It's trying. Coming down.
Actually, this looks good. It might settle right down on top of the red rock.
Gonna be tapping that red one open, most likely.
Yep. Well, now they can clear it out the back. It's no longer jammed on that yellow. There's a play there for putting that red one out of there. It's going to jam on that back one, and they're both going to peel. But there's definitely a lot more option now than there was a rock ago.
Looks like. Yeah, if you can do it with the club iPad.
Wait on me.
This is a good rock. Looks like it's going to settle right on T-line. That's a beautiful stone. That is everything they could have wanted. Aaron just gave them a gold rock right there. Not a whole lot of options here for Denver other than to try to settle there.
Brian may like to corner freeze here.
Correct, and then be able to play it off. Yeah.
Looks like he's calling the draw.
Yeah, draw for the freeze on that guy. It'll still sit. There's a sit shot rock freeze here, and I think that's what he's calling for. But if they were to just tap that, even to just move it, it would certainly help them out a lot. It looks wide, though, unfortunately.
It is curling quite a bit.
It is. I think they're in on the back more on their own.
It's a hair heavy.
They might get a whip there. They might get a little bit of that red one. Nope. I think red is still sitting shot here as Aaron goes and check it. So owning shot rock already here for Granite City. You just looks like they're discussing guard up high. Argument to draw into Yellow's pack.
Well, if you draw down, they're behind T. You give Yellow something to you give Yellow backing to draw to. So it does take.
I don't know
those
if
two
it's better than theirs. Is the
if you were to draw
right in there.
Above T is pretty good, actually. You do bring the double into play, though.
Yeah,
so
that's the danger there.
Just even with the red rock.
I'd want to come over and kiss it, maybe move that red rock about 2 inches and try to. I mean, this for yellow is what I would think I would want to do, and thus, if I'm red, I want to stuff that. So top of the 8's not the worst move, but I think it brings in a double that is unnecessary.
If you're going to guard, you want to play the higher guard to take the double out of play.
Correct. Yeah, put the guard top 12 at the closest, and honestly, not even in the house. I think with that other guard there, I would put the guard up very high.
With that ice, it looks like they're playing the draw to the button, top of the button, probably.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't know if that's the best play. Honestly,
I don't mind putting another one in there, making them deal with it. You know, if you're dead even with the red stone on the center line, that's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, and if they could get on that back, on that yellow that's on the button, there's not a whole lot Denver can do about that.
They're freezing to it at that point.
Yeah, that was.
Looks like a 3 right now.
They're up high.
Let it stop it.
They're outside the house. which is great. Even if they get a little wick off the guard that's there and just kind of set it.
Looks like it's going to overcurl here.
All right. Well, opportunity here for Brian to try to put another one in here.
The Red Rock is overburied. I don't know if he can ever get around that tight guard. And
Certainly not with 2 guards there.
Get a tap on it. The way the ice is curling, you never know, but it is overburied.
Well, look at the ice he's taking on this draw. He's clearly trying to hit the tap.
I don't know about that. I think it's a straight draw. That's where they tapped with their broom heads, indicating where they'd like the shot to end up.
Drawing and settling in on their own pack there on the back is not the worst shot in the world either. He definitely would sit you shot rock, set you backed.
They would like to, again, they'd like to stay T-line or above. Because Red will just follow him down if not.
Correct, and then hopefully
Brian's first on the way here.
looks like it might be a...
It's first he's thrown since the ice is quicking up.
Needs to
they're
curl,
asking
but
for-
there it
asking for
is.
it
You
to
guys
curl.
need to get on that, boys.
Get by the red. Get by the red.
Get past the guard. They might get the rub on the red. This might be the rock they were
Pretty
looking
good.
for. This is...
And-
Oh, it just settles in there beautifully. It's probably shot.
I think so. Just a
Hard to
hair
tell
more
from us.
sweeping, and they do get that tap that we were talking about.
Well, now it's there on the last rock, where if you were to tap into the yellow, you could push the red, and it doesn't need to go far to set more.
It's a good shot there by Brian.
Very good shot. Very good shot. So last rock on the way here for Granite when they get in here. What do you think?
Well, it looks like they're talking about the guard and just play the force of 1. Yep.
Ahead a few, I think that's the right move. I think there's too much can go wrong trying to get into that there's no reason to mess with it.
They are up 4 Red.
Right, exactly. No reason to offer an opportunity. Go ahead and put the guard up high.
First on the way here, or last rather, on the way here for Granite City.
Clean it, clean it. Yes, line, yes, line, yes, line.
Calling for line, which means it's over curling.
I don't know that the line's bad. I actually think the weight will make up for it. I think they need the weight. They need to sweep that for weight.
It'll be pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like it's blocking the draw. There you go. Yep, settling in right where they want it. That's good. That's a great guard. That's a great guard.
I think Brian can still get around that. Get the side of the button here for 2.
Yep, there's an edge of the button there. It looks like they're thinking about anything. Scott is offering an interesting decision.
Yeah, what I don't want to do is
Are they really going to do this? Not just draw in? They might not be sitting shot.
I'm pretty sure they are. They are trying to talk about options for creating a big end. I don't love using the Red Rock.
I don't either. I don't think it creates a big end if you use the Red Rock is the problem. It creates a big end except that the Red Rock you raise is gonna be third stone at worst.
You can hear Brian say that they're sitting 1.
I just draw here if I'm sitting 1. Personally, I don't know about you. I think there's plenty of openness on that button the way we're curling. I think that.
I agree. They seem dead set on this shot, though. They haven't even looked at the guard.
Well, maybe they see the draw. Well, looks like they're going to go for the foot back, try and tap that yellow out.
So it looks like Brian's calling a double run back here. It's a bold call.
It is. I mean, it's definitely great to see people trying something new. I think they're not concerned about the jam here either. I think that if it overplays, it's very hard to truly jam and chase the yellow. It seems like very narrow ice for a very heavy hit, and I don't know that it needs to be this heavy. It's got to move a lot of granite.
So the idea is that the red rock that they send back will play across the top of the yellow and go out of the rings to the right-hand side. The red rock that's sitting in the 4-foot will leave out the left-hand side. The best they can do here is 3. It's on
Yeah,
the way.
go.
The line's good.
Looks pretty close.
But I
Probably
think he's gonna come
over
across the
curling
nose.
a bit.
He's going to come across the nose here.
Yep. Tight.
But
So-
sometimes the big comebacks all start with that one you take. And, when you're no longer looking at a 0 up there on the board, it makes a big difference.
I agree. Prudent play probably is the draw for 2 there.
3.
So after 3 ends, it is Granite City 4 and Denver Curling Club 1. Granite City gets the hammer back, and they should probably throw a red rock.
I could have given up too.
Oh, my fault. So it's Brian's lead, John here, throwing yellow, and we'll see what Brian wants to do. I think he's calling the center guard, indicating that the shot's a bit
Go
wide.
ahead, then. Go.
Looks like it's going to be pretty good. Brian, knowing his teammate, probably giving him tighter ice that he tends to throw a bit wide. And yeah, it's a good center guard. Bit high. Very high. Just a few feet over the hall line there.
That's a nice center to start all things.
So Granite City with a 3-point lead here is opting to come into the rings as opposed to playing the corner guard.
Mine's okay.
Shot on the way from Gina.
I think they're actually playing the move the guard. It's going wide.
No,
though.
he tapped the wing. He
Okay.
wants to draw into the house here on the wing.
I don't know if that's going to get the house, though.
Looks to be a
short.
corner guard. Shot Ted is referring to is called a tick, where because of the free guard zone, you can't actually remove that zone from play, but you could move it over and open the center of the house.
Don't try to turn a center guard of your opponents into 2 corner guards for yourself. At the very least, you take it off the center button. You don't really want that center guard there having hammer. The second rock looks like it's going to settle.
Go ahead. Yeah. It could be
It might be a little heater. Might bite on the back end though. No, look at that. That bit late. That's a good rock. A little exposed, but definitely making your opponent throw at your rocks.
You could see her. You could hear her say she can see half of it from the left-hand hack.
She's a righty, so this is definitely much more buried than it would be for a lefty.
He's calling hack weight. He said if you tick the guard, that's okay, and like we said, push it off the center line.
Yeah.
It's pretty tight ice for hack.
I don't know. I agree with it. Remember, the ice has been running long for them, so I'm not surprised he went so tight.
On the guard, hard.
It's
So
on
if
the
it's
guard.
on the guard, if it removes it, you'll see here that they have to replace where it was. We'll see if it's going to be enough to get it out of play. That's actually
No, it's going to hit the other guard. Own guard. So if that red rock were to go out of play, it would stay out of play. Removing your own guard is not protected by the free guard.
So yellow 1 and 2 here. Ryan's calling for a biter guard. So they
Definitely
do 1,
right,
2, 1,
right
2, and
there,
3.
top 12. Maybe a little to the right. Everybody in this game seems to be a righty, so the guard needs to be right there, top 12, a little bit over, a little to the right. As dancers come into view on the left-hand side.
Mine's pretty good. A little narrow.
See Steve Andrews there walking up. He's actually a replacement for this team that's playing over there on C, and it was his ideas to incorporate the tutus. So thank you, Steve.
It is also, we'll say goodbye to Steve from U5 Curling. This is his last year being a fifth-year curler. On to real competition now.
You want that balloon?
actually secured.
I think we can do it. Control. Control.
Haven't been
Now they're
looking.
pretty far back. Control, right? Yeah. Okay.
Definitely got the heat coming in.
Granite City playing the double here. Looks to be wide. I think may get a piece of his own.
Yeah, he's going to get the guard. And actually might come over and catch that one in the house there.
Let's take a look here. So it does push the third shot rock out.
Makes Denver have to think about whether they even care. Do you care about that rock at this point? I mean, we're throwing third rocks. It's in 12 foot, but it's not really doing much. I think you ignore it and just guard what you have.
I agree. Without hammer, if I had hammer, I'd probably play the hit and roll on top of my own.
Absolutely agree.
But without hammer, I think you protect here.
Sometimes you get scared that the other team's good at putting a rock in the house like that, but you gotta learn to look away from it.
This is going to
Play what you have.
No, never.
That red rock also prevents drawing that side for Granite City, as they'll have the hammer.
This looks like it'll
less
settle
of
as a great guard. It's going to be a little deeper than they wanted it to be, but it's going to be right on the line. They might even settle in on that pack, which may make there may be a triple there. Yeah, if you come straight in on if you come in on just to the left of the nose, you'll skirt the one on the right hand side, put it out. I don't know if you jam the top one. Yeah.
He's looking at it. They're going to try to get at least two out.
Well, there's no reason not to throw it. There's definitely two to be had. No reason not to throw it. Because even if it jams, it basically puts you in the same position with a lot less rocks in the house, which is not bad.
Lots of jam potentials here.
Absolutely.
And
Throw in this handle.
that is not a lot of ice.
No, it is not. Also throw in the intern.
Well, again, he may know his teammates better than we do. True. Yeah, and they pitched it wide for sure, so there you go.
Well, there's not much of a gap there, but if there is, he might find it.
Got that top one.
One and caught that other one.
So yellow's still 1-2 here.
I guarded again.
Stacked.
I guarded again.
I think the same spot they just put one is actually pretty good.
Agreed. Now that it's in a straight line, the top guard there. Yeah, it doesn't need to be that high, Brian.
Idea here is that you're 1 and 2 without hammer, and you want to make that run back longer.
Right.
I don't think that you even need to be in the house. The line is more important here.
Oh, absolutely agreed. There's another argument here to putting one on the front side of the left as an extreme power play, really trying to go to...
Yeah, go hard, sweep.
This is a very pivotal point in this match.
Hard.
If Denver can steal here, they go right back into this game hard, but most notably from a psychological perspective, to go up 4 and watch that dissolve, it's hard to come back from. That's a great goal. That's a
Good
great
shot there
goal.
from Scott.
Crazy thought. Play your own red back in.
There's two shots here that I see. Either run your own, so you could peel, which is what they're doing, or you could run your own. So they're opting to peel. Again, because they have hammer, they want to open it up.
Right.
This is the easier of the two shots. So peel means they want to lose the guard and lose their own. Shot on the way. I was a little late with the cut here. Looks like it's going to be pretty good.
It's like a good peel. You should get out of there, or at least move over enough. Yep.
Textbook peel.
Good peel. Good peel. There.
Brian's going to try to put the guard back. Scott just threw it, so should know the weight and the line. Take a look at the loader here. Scott second on the way, looking for another guard.
This looks a little light again. I think they need to take this to the
Yeah,
hall.
go hard.
Ryan Confer sweep.
Here's my Grizzly thing.
All the way, John, really hard.
Looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Nice up and high again. I think if I'm granted,
right
I just
back.
peel it again.
It's a great pair from Scott there.
Absolutely.
Just what Brian asked for.
It's always hard to throw guards from third position just because it usually doesn't come up, especially when you're stealing. So to be able to drop 2 clutch guards like that after slow ice the other way is always good. This one looks like it might be a little more on nose. They might not. Oh no!
gonna be a good
There we
one.
go. We're good.
All right, 2 good guards and 2 good peels there. So that's some textbook curling from these 5 and unders.
They've been paying attention.
And Scott now holding the broom for Brian to throw that same guard.
Seeing the shot. It's there.
Not to the end. Not to the end, boys.
Guard seems to be working, so why mess with the plan? Still sitting 2 several rocks later. Sounds like success for me in this field. It's like could be a little wide. I think Scott just called it too.
Bring it. Looks like.
So Scott jumping out there to help. Looks like it's going to be pretty good. They need to carry it across a little bit more. They're sweeping hard. Sweeping
I
hard.
think they're there though. I think they got. Yeah, we're dealing with all righties here, so that's pretty buried.
It's a good shot there from Brian.
Looks like they're actually thinking the red playback now.
We're talking about the run back. You are running out of time here with red if you want to try to generate a deuce. The other advantage of playing that red run back is you open up that side of the sheet for a draw with your last.
That's my thought. Is it's you're almost playing peel of your own there, and the run back is just a bonus if you can nail it.
They can barely see any of that. So there is another option here to come around and freeze on the yellow.
Yes.
That is a bit of a finesse shot. So there's three options here: peel, run back, and freeze. What do you like, Ted?
I actually like the run back with the first skip rock. I would not be throwing it, but I say it looks like they're just going to peel.
Yep, they're going to peel and make Brian throw another guard. He just threw it. I don't know if I love this.
I mean, definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. This is the 4th peel.
Well, thankfully this is curling and not mental health.
Unfortunately, curling is physics, and that was said by Einstein.
All right.
No, I still like playing the run back better, personally, just because that's the time to play it. I don't want to try to, personally, I would not want to try to play that run back on the red with my hammer rock.
I think that's the thinking is he's going to play the peel, force Brian to throw another perfect guard. If he misses, then he's got a shot at the shot rock. If he doesn't, then he has that run back with his second. So I think that's the thinking here.
And he's narrow in there. It looks like it should be a good peel before he jumped in front of it. And it is.
So most likely Brian's going to be throwing that same guard, I would say.
Yes, I would expect the same guard again.
Yep, not even a thought. They're putting the broom down.
Yeah, I think there's honestly an argument also to putting one on the left-hand side of the forefoot. But because they've been throwing this draw now 3 times in a row, I wouldn't do it. But there's an argument there that
Yeah, I would have to disagree there. Throwing this guard really makes the next shot a lot tougher. If you were to,
agreed. I hear you. I'm merely just pitching over here. I'm being colory.
Yeah, I would never. Throw that shot.
Just make sure it's here.
You want to make this. You want to make him make a tough one here with the last. If you were ever to do that, you're just giving him an easy draw. to the pile. And let's take a look at the overhead.
I mean, it looks like it's going to be there. Looks good. I mean, it might be a little deeper than the last ones. I don't know why Scott is sweeping this.
They're trying to
I
bring
guess
it
they could
over.
bring it over. Yeah,
That's a good
I
shot.
think it was over. Yeah, that'll do.
So if you take a look here at the overhead, they do have half a rock that they can see, but if they hit that with weight, they're rolling out. So they're looking at the run back here.
I actually,
Or tap.
I don't think that's exposed at half. I think we're looking more at a quarter once you get down in the hack. I think it looks a little more open to us. I think you get in the hack and that thing looks mighty fine. But personally, myself, I would have rather played this with my first rock as a skip, not my second rock. I tend to personally prefer to draw and play the subtler shot with the second rock versus the first rock. Play my card game with the first rock.
Yeah, everything's situation dependent. You know, as a skip, you are required to make all the shots. So it's really what strategy dictates.
I firmly believe that the best shot is the one you make.
That's what they say. Good shot's a made shot.
You can clearly see a beautiful shot of Adam's taco on the left-hand side of your screen.
Yeah, what is the score in that game?
They are 3-2 yellow, which is the
That is.
all right. Here we are.
Tacos up 3-1.
Delivery is good. It might be a little slow. I think I need to get on that. That's going to need some sweeping. This is a good rock, but look at this. Look at this. Well played, but spills the shooter. Yellow's still sitting.
So that's a steal, one for yellow.
That takes it 4-2. I mean, this
Pretty
is
close. Just overcurled a bit there for Steven.
Yeah, they give up that trip, and you feel like you're falling away. But they're fighting back. That's what everything Denver needed to get back into this game. Now that we're halfway through. Here in our fourth end break, which does not exist. John delivering the first stone already here. I did not see the call, but I would assume you'd go for the top of the house now, not guard.
I disagree. Being down, I think you still want to throw the guard here. And if you come into the house, you turn it into a hit game, and you decrease the probability of a big end. Is the conventional thinking. So you can see here, likely sliding in, he's going to remove that rock.
Right.
Yep.
Well, they've gotten great guards out of their lead here, who, if I'm not mistaken, actually just took over the lead position for this team for this match.
Right.
She's been playing second, their first and second spot positions for this match. And she hasn't thrown a takeout yet. And so there's something to forcing a different shot out of the opponent. That looks a little narrow, but if they can keep that on broom, then they'll be all right.
Pretty close. That's pretty good. Probably
she's
going to be rolling out or rolling the center.
I'll roll over. No, looks like that's going to bite up there outside on the 12-foot, which is always nice playing hammer to leave something like that early.
Ryan disregarding that one in the 12 and calling another center guard.
I agree with that move at this point in the game, absolutely.
See if John can bring the weight down a hair.
Ooh, I don't think that is.
Sweeper's not touching it. Usually
That looks-
indicates it's heavy.
No, I think it's there. I just don't think it needs sweeping.
It's definitely there.
T at least. Oh, that is going right on through. Oh, we're settling. We're settling on the backside. There might even be shot rock. Yeah, look at that. Shot rock with half 8. You take it or you freeze?
Oh, he's going to remove it.
That looks like very tight ice for a rock that far back in the house.
That is a good point by Ted there. The deeper the rock is, the more ice you need to take because it's actually traveling further and the curl is affecting the rock more.
Of course, he pushed a little outside,
Yep,
and
so
so
he
I
must-
think they're going to be fine.
Again, he knows his team, and they may tend to pitch a bit wide.
But watch where this is going to come in. I mean, if she doesn't pitch that a little wide and hits that broom, that does not come in there. But yeah, that could just be a purposeful play to knowing your team. Sweeping that rock out is Brian, and it's back there, but it is not biting.
I know.
I still say ignore it.
On the freeze.
Yeah, the freeze on it is another interesting play here. I'm not sure it forces much of the hand of the opponents, but it does help tighten the house and move the game onto the 8-foot and get it out of the 12-foot. That's got to move, but I think it's slow. I think they're sweeping for weight. Yeah, that is dragging. That's not even going to make the house. Opting to put one in the house, split the house, and sit on top of that jam rock. Not draw to the other side.
Line's good.
I like splitting the house here.
I like either, and I like splitting the house because it is a yellow guard, and you're just giving them something to play up.
Yep, all the way.
It's going to get there.
I don't know. You might have a biter, but not much more than that. Nope. It's still not the worst rock. Gives you something to work with.
So Brian's electing to play the draw here behind his own. I like either that or the hit and roll off the outside one.
Correct.
Just depends on what he feels like his thrower can make at this point.
Having thrown with Adam for a year, I can tell you, call the draw.
Okay, there you go. Shot away. They're hammering it.
I don't think this needs to sweep him. I get that off. The line's great. Line is great. This is a good rock.
It's pretty good.
It's going to settle right in there. As long as it could be better than that other one, which it looks like it should be. Ooh, it's going a little deeper than I expected, but it should be sitting shot rock. And that's a hard takeout. Those takeouts, when you get out to those wings, especially that deep, are not easy. Especially with your own rock right there. But
Pulling a control weight takeout here.
well, I think he believes that if he wicks off of his own, he'll still get the takeout.
There's a couple options here. Ideally, just want to come around and get as close to nose as you can.
Yes, agreed.
Yep.
He's tended to be wide so far, but they're sweeping, which means he's likely not wide this time.
I think he's on
Definitely
the
not wide.
He's on that yellow guard in front.
Pretty close, yeah, you're right.
And the usual comment of "you got to be louder" being echoed across the stage. And you've played near me, you know I don't hear that one very often. Now that's opened up. Looks like Brian's gonna put it back, but play this into the house, I believe.
Yeah, if you can get second shot stacked above your own.
It only needs to bite the 8-foot to be sitting second shot, so I'd go and put that in the house for the second shot versus up high as a guard. Definitely a lot of ice. It's going to slow down out here. These guys are going to need to be on that rock. That rock needs to be swept.
Go, 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 go.
Brian
Hard.
It's just a fresh line.
Really
It's
hard.
going to be a bit slower.
Yeah, they haven't thrown much outside or with that handle on that side of the sheet yet. As you can see, it's dying very fast, but they're going to get a good guard out of it.
All right.
That's a very good guard.
I see maybe a quarter.
Maybe a quarter.
But I mean, it looks long.
It's a very tight takeout, which is what they're considering right now.
How do you feel feel about taking this?
Huh?
How do you feel about ripping that?
That's fine.
Looks like they're electing to take the guard, which is a solid move for the next play. These being the thirds rock. The play here is opening up an opportunity for the skip to play for more than it normally is. This would open up the ability to draw right in on yellow's back rock,
Yep.
if possible.
Hard all the way.
It's a good quality peel. Might jam. No, we're gonna get a peel. If they can get the roll, it'll be great. Look at that. And they might jam on the back there, but it doesn't really matter. It's a good rock. It's a great peel. They've got two options here. One Brian's pointing at now, or to put one basically where Brian's left foot is. They're opting to keep playing to that side. Probably a better decision knowing the ice.
Mine's pretty good.
Mine's good. The weight looks a little down. Adam sweeping to ensure that. It's biting up. I think it looks like it's going to be a good rock. They can get that in there. I've switched to overhead view for you, but I don't know how to do it. It's going to settle in there for second shot. That is sitting second shot back there.
You can't see much of that, can you?
Only half. And then we just draw in front of them. And then
Yep.
we draw in front.
Yeah.
You hear the suggestion of the draw in front, which I personally believe is the right move to make here. You stick a rock up on top of that pile, it's not going anywhere. Third and second rock on the way. Line looks good.
Mine's fine. Wait only.
Looks like it's going a little hot to come over into the pack, but dying fast.
Well, we're by everything.
I think they're, yeah, you hear the skip saying we're by everything, and he's correct.
Or here. Let's do it here. Right here.
So Scott gave Brian one heck of a draw there to put that second one in the back, that second shot. Definitely time to guard it.
Yeah, he could even come in here and be third shot, covering their own.
Yeah, just bite
and-
the 8 foot just a little bit.
And half buried under that yellow guard. I think that's the ideal shot. It looks like a ton of ice.
Yeah, it does look like a ton of ice. I wonder if they're protecting against them drawing against it versus actually protecting against actually trying to go for the shot. I think Brian is literally just trying to draw the guard.
Yeah, it's pretty common. It's taking less ice there to guard a draw path, which there's some arguments to be made against that.
You folks at home are not seeing me swinging my fists to the terms guard a draw path.
Mine's there. Looks heavy.
Looks heavy, they said. Asking for it to slow down.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a little heavy. I can't
They're out
tell
there.
much. They're wide. That's definitely true. I don't know that this is too heavy.
Asking for it to slow down.
Yeah, well, it looks like it might just settle over there for a third shot rock, which unfortunately just gives them a little more access to it. So I think there's no question here. You got to light that rock up. Yep, and that looks like what the Granite City's thinking too. Even if you jam, it's not really that bad. Having hammer, you cannot let them be sitting this.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, the inside hit, roll back, settle on theirs, chase theirs off the floor is a fantastic shot, and it's a great attempt.
So Red wants to take at least 2 here.
Yeah, I think they're playing just the standard 2.
To get a double, you're usually rolling out. and leaving another yellow rock pretty buried. So
Yeah, it's going to be hard to take the shoot, but they might be able to double out both of those rocks in the 12-foot, sticking the other yellow on the 8-foot and exposed, allowing them to get at it for the skip rock, basically just forcing Denver to draw in. It's a two-play move.
I tend to disagree there.
If they can get 2 out on this, there's a secondary play for a large number for red. You're so polite when you disagree with me, Dan. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Let's take a look here. That's first on the way.
I think he's narrow. He's on the inside of this, which
Very
if they get past the guard, may be awesome.
That's not great for red.
No, it is not. If I'm Denver,
See now that the essentially makes that yellow dead frozen, meaning it's going to be extremely difficult to get it out of play.
so do you discard this?
I don't know. Down to if you guard it, you give them that draw to the other side.
There's not much block in the draw there.
I think I like stacked above it, like top 4 foot.
That's I agree on that. Top of the 4-foot, or even frozen yet again on the line.
Yeah, that's not the best because then you give them back and they can come down and be shot rock on top of it. So you do want to be above T-line here, so that if they hit or freeze to it, they won't be shot. And you'll give them then they'll have the decision to make of whether they draw the other side or try to deal with it. So Ryan's going to try to be a little bit lighter than his last. I think top 4 is the call here. It's definitely less ice.
Yeah, it's a lot less ice because they do want the left side of the top 4. They want to get over to the left, obviously, off the center line.
Mine's good.
The weight looks a little down as the sweepers jump on. John and Adam getting on that very quickly.
The miss here is light for sure, I think.
Well, I think they need it for the line because of the weight of the rock. This rock's coming in very slow, as you can see, as it creeps over there. Yeah, they're taking that. That'll get there.
So that's a pretty good shot.
That's where I would want to leave it if I was short too.
Right. Yeah. Again, thinking that when we say the miss is light, we mean that if you're going to miss the shot, miss it one way or the other. You never want to tap that rock and create separation, and leaving it light also makes this draw harder. So
Absolutely.
So he's playing the draw this way with backing.
That's what I'd play if I'm in the same position.
I agree. It's a pretty wide opening. You'd like to think that to make this shot. But it's easier in here than it is out there.
Sure. Well, I mean, you think more about good misses in this, in under 5 curling as an under 5 skip. I can tell you, I think a lot more about where the rock could end up than I do when I am playing more competitively with players with more experience.
Grant's second on the way. This is Hammer.
Hammer coming in.
They're hammering
It
it.
looks light, and it looks like the line might be a little wide. If they get past that guard, they're probably pretty good though. And it looks like it's going to be pretty close, but they're there.
I think they're by.
Let's give us the overhead, and it's hot. It's hot, but he's on
Might
it.
be okay.
And with just a Scott, wow.
Yeah, looks like
I think
just
it's still
hung
red,
around.
but
Just hung around. I think one red, I believe. They're taking a look at it. Hard to tell with this overhead. It's not directly over the pin, so we do get a bit of a skewed view. From here, it sure looks like red.
oh, when it goes to blows, we'll let you know round by round.
Never know. We may get a measure.
At this point, I would just measure. I'd stop looking and start measuring. Yeah, it looks like they're going to measure. Scott's going back to get the device. Come on here with the measurement.
All right, guys. We'll get a
I feel like
first measurement of your A event final here in the 5 and under at Denver Curling Club.
nothing more exciting than the measurement.
It's pretty exciting.
See if Scott actually gives us a a word or whether we'll have to listen for it. Sorry, we don't have the Zoom camera that allows us to get right in on that for you, but we are a volunteer run club. Definitely no one feeling confident. Looks like it was one red. Looks like it was a good draw.
Yep. Just hung around enough.
Now, having the hammer here in 6 is traditionally one of those things you look for. Having hammered 6, give it away to them, to have it, take it back in 7, and have it for the 8th.
If things go according to plan, yellow really does need at least 2 here, there, running out of ends.
Absolutely. I mean, they're not dead in the water on a single, but they are probably not going to do quite well if they give up a steal here. But they ideally really need a deuce, at least. I mean, if they can get that trip and tie this up, that'll really change this game.
Conventional thinking here, if you can get a deuce, force in the 7th, get your deuce in the 8th, you'll be going to the extra end and having to steal.
Yeah, that's why ideally, yeah.
Easier said than done, of course.
It's very easy to tell them to do that from in here in the booth.
That's right. This Rink from Granite City is playing well. As you can see by the scoreboard there, Denver's yet to put up more than 1 in an end.
Yeah.
So they're going to need to generate some points here. A good draw from John would start things off well.
Looks a little heavy.
See that rock just outside the rings. Oh, can't remove it yet.
I mean, it looks like he might be on it, but I don't think he's going to remove it.
Letting it cross the face.
It's not going to remove it, though. Yeah, if I'm Ryan, I just let that settle. That rock came over a lot for the weight he was coming.
Yeah, it must have been tight.
Judging the line's hard enough when you're skipping. It's even harder when you're watching it on video.
Got room.
Looks like a good rock, actually.
Trying to come around the yellow guard here.
Yeah. I mean, it might be a little light, but
It must be on it for 8. It's got plenty of room.
yeah, it's got plenty. There's weight only.
I think it's going to be pretty good.
That looks like it might carry. But nope, we're going to settle there. Yeah, nope. Go ahead and chase that all the way to the T line. You can see a bit of it, but
It's going to be pretty exposed.
yeah, that's pretty exposed. Looks like Brian's going to elect to draw to it though.
Just corner freezing the red here. The thinking is
He'll hit it later and pop the red off the back of it. Makes it impossible to remove the yellow and you know, playing 2 rocks ahead. Always great to see.
Sweepers are calling out this one is heavy.
It looks heavy too. If they go hard, they might be able to catch that outside one, but I think it's going straight through the middle.
Yep, that's what we call a tweener, Ted.
3 points.
Red in a great position here.
Yeah. I think you put one high, top 12, maybe even a true guard. Yeah.
How about freezing ours?
Say what?
Freeze ours?
Here's the suggestion: freeze to theirs. I still like the
If you like
guard
the guard.
better.
Guard's good.
You're more likely.
Personally, I think if they get in that too tight, they're just begging for a double.
Yeah, I don't love that call.
I like top 12 here. Just a little left to center line.
You do give him the hit and roll at that point, but it'd have to be a pretty good one. Take a look at the delivery here from Derek.
Yep. Yeah, well, it was him.
This is coming over hard. It might come into that yellow guard.
Yeah, make it a piece and roll into a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a piece and end up getting the guard we were calling for. Oh, that red's pretty wide open on the top of it. for.
Probably guarding neither. Yeah, it's guarding a piece of
There's
that
a double
left-hand.
here if Brian really feels like calling it, I believe. Bring up that top. I think he can hit that top stone there and come across and even stick the shooter. It's a narrow call. It's. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's there.
So the more likely shot here is probably the hit and roll.
Yeah, I think they're going to just play pure hit and roll, and if they get it, yeah, he's calling for hack. So he's definitely at least playing hit and roll.
So you want to roll one way or the other here, not leave it exposed.
Correct. Yeah, anything but nose.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, go.
See the sweep is going hard.
Looks like it. Yeah, they're going hard because if they can get that in there, that's got a great hit and roll coming, unless they miss the red. And it's tight.
Get a piece.
They got a piece. Oh, and the other one, well, there. See, I told you that double was there. might have needed a little more weight for that one. That exposes both of them. That guard's doing very little now. That back one may not have moved a whole lot, but it moved enough to be exposed.
Yeah, there's it's covering enough to make that hit and roll underneath pretty tough. It's tough to get some nose there with that.
Well, the hit and roll off the red on the right is still there for yellow.
Yeah, they're trying to take that away
They're
right
trying
now.
to take it away. Yeah.
Just calling that guard. It's on the way. It looks hot.
It does for a guard. I think we're going in. Might be freezing on that top one in the 4-foot, or even I might wreck. I might wreck on the top guard.
Split.
It's not the worst place in the world for the stone to end up there, back behind that yellow with a twizzle to boot that brought it back towards the center.
Oh. Clutch curling term from Ted, the twizzle.
He stole it from ice dancing.
I didn't think I'd heard that one before. So Brian looks like calling pretty much the same shot. I think this is a downweight hit.
Yes,
Roll
absolutely.
over.
Yeah, absolutely. Downweight hit and roll over.
So yeah, if he can hit that one that's in the fully in
You
the
can't,
bowl.
at this point, you can't let them sit 4 anymore. This looks like it was pitched wide by Adam, and as I said, Adam's takeout weight is not his strong suit, but he might get the jam there.
Yeah,
Look
run
at
back.
that. That is just curling is just fun.
Sometimes you don't make a called shot, but you make plan B, we call it. Looks like red is 1, 3, and 4.
They're gonna take this.
Yep, like Ted said, we're going to play the takeout here.
I think they're just taking nose, stick the shooter.
Yeah, a little roll to the center would be good.
I'm not sure if it's necessary, but yes, I think it blocks the draw to the one in the back of the 4-foot, no matter where it sets, as long as they chase that stone from center or left hand side.
Priority 1 here is to get rid of that yellow rock.
Yes.
Delivery on the way here from Aaron Thompson.
Hard all the way.
Looks pretty good.
I don't know. That might come over. All right. Yep. He's gonna get that.
It's going to have a little more roll than they were intending, but it is going to stick around.
Yeah, but that's not a bad roll where they're at. It would have been nice to keep it in front of the tee line, but if it was going to go beyond the tee line over there, is far more preferable to where it could have.
Brian with hammer now has the front and middle of the ice exposed, which is...
You got to freeze on that one in the back of the 4-foot.
I agree.
And it looks like Brian agrees with us.
What he's calling there.
If there are less rocks in the house, you can start thinking peel and try to take the number down to make your draw easier. But with this many in the house, it's too dangerous. If you get a miss, you expose yourself for too much.
Yeah, Brian's not really thinking about removing those rocks right now. He's got hammer. He's trying to generate the deuce.
Yep.
This looks pretty good.
This looks
it might be a
good.
little hot.
No, I think we're good. Yep, they're going to
Brian's
sweep
calling
this.
the sweep.
Yep, it needs to be swept because it might wreck on that front red rock.
Is it going to be enough, actually?
And that's actually what he was worried about. And it's going to click off that front one.
Really close.
But it may be sitting second shot.
Second shot, for sure.
I mean, from our view, it certainly looks like second shot.
Yeah, but kind of makes it moot if you can't get to shot number 1.
Yeah, well, if I'm right, yeah, I think you take,
Pick it though.
yeah, I think it's pickable, and I don't think red cares if they lose to the one behind it. So I just come in and take it.
They're in force mode right now.
Yes.
Force meaning force yellow to take one instead of more than one. Let me get rid of this here.
You can only buy the hammer for one, and buying the hammer is only its cheapest when it's one, and that's what they're doing. If they can take control of hammer, they can take control of this game.
Thompson's second on the way here. Like Ted says, just trying to pick that yellow out. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's there. He's there. And he's not even going to lose any of the reds out of this game.
That's a great shot.
That was a beauty. Absolute beautiful pick. Right where it needed to be, touched nothing else. That was...
Brown probably going to call the same shot here.
I
since
agree.
he just-
I don't think
since
it's
he
changed.
Just threw it.
Nothing's changed.
Right. Looks like we have a decision here in the C event final. The boys from Arizona have locked up the C event. Congrats to them.
Great last name on that skip.
Is that Halleck?
Halak.
Oh, so pretty similar to Ted's here. That would be the
Coyote out of Coyotes Curling Club in
yeah, I'm
Tempe, Arizona.
I'm trying to get the roster for
This
it.
got a little short and not really that helpful there, unfortunately. Not really doing much with that rock.
Unfortunately missed there.
Sometimes you can afford a miss like that and get around to it, but it's hard to take something like that from a third.
Looks like the C event champions are Jason Halleck skipping, Sean Aronson throwing vice, Tom Dukarich throwing second, and Kent Groh as their lead. And you can hear the applause for the winners and losers of the C event final.
Yeah, congratulations to anyone playing on Sunday. I mean, that is the goal in any spiel is to get here on Sunday and be competing in your draw. Certainly was my goal, and certainly was the goal I reached.
And shout out to Team Titanic from Denver Curling Club, Emily Lewis, Charlotte, Elena, Shannon Brunston, and Steph Paget. Well fought. They're your C event runners-up. And my Wednesday night squad. So congrats, guys. Proud of you.
5's great. Yes, go in. Whoa.
This looks like a really great stone.
It sure does.
Yeah, everything you could want.
See red sitting 5.
I see red sitting 5 in the 8-foot. Brian's got a whole lot of decisions here. I think they're discussing putting that yellow one back only because it is a peel that would leave a stone in the house. An opportunity to try to knock some of those ones out of there while still maintaining at least a rock in the house that may even outscore one of them or something like that. I think in the long run they're going to go with the draw. It looks like they're going to go with the draw, though that seems very tight ice for the draw with that red rock as high as it is. That red rock they just put in there is in the 4-foot. In the 8-foot. And that seems... There's a draw there. It's very narrow. But luckily he can now come in high on the button and doesn't have to be backed on that rock in the 4-foot.
I'm not sure what the call is here. The ice looks to be...
It looks like control takeout if it was to take out the front one. I do think they're playing a very narrow draw here.
Gotta hit it!
Yeah, the weight looks like that.
Oh, he's
playing the out handle. He's going to settle on the one on the right-hand side.
He's playing a hit and roll off that outside one is the call shot here.
Yes, it is.
Gotta get off.
Yeah, they got to get off. I think he might have.
Pretty close.
Comes across. Look at this.
Great shot.
Ryan Brown. Excellent shot.
Here,
Excellent
applause
shot.
from the warm room there. That's a great clutch hit and roll there from Brian.
Let's see the overhead on that. Flip that over there. Let's see what that is. Look at that. Right there on the floor.
Completely buried.
Buried. Absolutely. Wow. To go from opponent sitting 5 to you sitting that is...
Yeah, almost biting the button. That's a great shot there. Clutch.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Granite City now either going to play the freeze or the run back, most likely.
I think
Looks
I play
like
the run back.
Looks like he's calling the run back. Now, it's about 5 feet, so not a gimme by any means.
Well, that rock's not going to do much. That red rock's not going to do much to prevent them from drawing into the button. So if you lose it, it doesn't really matter. So you might as well try this. This is probably the best play. The only other play really is to try to draw in and stick on Brian's rock there in the button.
That's right.
But if you're not feeling your draws, you're not feeling your draws, and so this is definitely a personal call by the skip by Grant here for Granite City.
Run back.
It's the last rock for Steel Team here.
Try.
Really want this. They really want this run back to try to make Denver play for one.
I think they like it.
I think he's good. No. Yep. And sticks it there. Now we're back to sitting 5. But it's a wide open draw. Just got to get a little bite of that forefoot. It doesn't have to be very far.
Yep, but again, it's a force here for...
it's a beautiful force for Granite City.
I don't know why they're looking at anything else. There's no
no
quintuple takeouts. So,
yeah.
Brian's likely just going to be drawn here for 1. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not sure what that is. And personally, when I play Vice and when I play Skip, I tell my Vice I want to hear the second option, even if it's terrible. Just because I want to make sure I'm justifying my first option, and that might just be where it is. This case, I don't really see that it being a hammer rock for guard 5, but sometimes you want to hear your Vice tell you something else, just to make sure you are comfortable with what you're throwing.
The only thing I can think of is that since Brian just threw a hit there, he was seeing if there's any way he could throw a hit again, just to go hit draw.
Well, there
under
might
pressure.
be a hit and roll off that top one to pop over, and that's. I think it needs to be swept.
Feels like enough right now.
They're saying it feels like enough.
No, they need to sweep that.
Hard.
I stand on my sweep call. Come on, guys. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. We need forefoot.
It's pretty good.
That's one out. That's few out. Oh, the number got smaller, but that still looks like 3 red to me.
Yeah.
That hurts. That
And Brian disappointed. Thinks he threw the shot and probably just missed the sweep call there a bit.
Yeah, that needed some sweeping early.
3. Brian taking a look at the scoreboard
And deciding what's going on here.
And at home you can see that is going to make the score 8-2 after 6.
Yeah, 6 and 2 is hard to play, but usually we go ahead and play 7 here, which it looks like we're going to go ahead and do. They come back with a 4. I mean, there's something to play for, but this is most likely our last end unless Denver's got something to pull out. It's hard, though, to make a shot as good as what he just made and then have that happen behind it.
Yep, that's tough.
Mine's okay.
First rock on the way from Gina. Looks a little short. Oh,
But I like it with jam and bread.
No. That's going to carry right in.
You just now got it. I like it.
Looks like that's going to settle. T-line, maybe a little past. Nope, right on the tee. Right on the tee in the forefoot. Back of the tee. Yep, got a freeze on it. If you're Denver here, playing the big end with hammer, everything in the house, can't let them sit. Everything's got to be answered. He's going to need everything he can from his guys. John throwing this rock here. Line looks good. Weight looks good. If that should bite, come over. Adam watching the rock too far away. It looks like that might just be right in there. He's going to catch a tiny piece of it. Yeah, trying to sweep that out. Red now sitting just about full 8 foot. Yellow rock sitting in the back of the 12.
I don't mind rolling out. No, it's fine too.
I think the move here for Red is to just peel that back rock.
Give her enough ice.
You'll note the mention of the ice again because this rock is fully in the back of the house, almost biting the back line, so the ice needs to be wider. They're just peeling this yellow out of the back. I think it might be a little light. It might over curl. No. Still got a kiss there. Oh, it lost its handle and has gone the other direction, and we'll make it.
That was at least control. So, quick update here in the B event final. Looks like Team Doherty just took a 1-point lead in the 7th. All singles so far. 4-3 Team Doherty in a husband versus wife battle. So, good one over there on C. You can see the scoreboard in the top right corner of your screen here. Just over Simon's gold lame jacket. All right, back to our event final here, which is not quite as close. Unfortunately, everyone likes to see a close game.
Sweep, guys. That's got to go. That's got to go deep as you can get it. Denver needs rocks in the house. There's just you don't come back with blanks.
Oops. So we do have that rock biting the top.
Control's probably fine. Control? Yeah.
If I can work the controls here, I'll get you guys a view. There you go. So they're Grand City opting to take that out.
They're going to be playing Peel all day here. No reason to even leave your own line around at this point.
That's right. Cleaner the better.
Yep.
We got a big lead.
This might stick the shooter.
I don't think so.
Nope. Okay.
Pretty good.
I was going to come over a little bit more.
Yeah, it's tough to tell with the
This angle is
player in the way.
Yeah, this angle is non-ideal for some of us who are 6'2" are used to seeing the angles a little different. Ryan's still playing draw to that back one, I believe.
Called a corner guard.
Oh, is this the true corner guard? I did not see where he dropped the broom.
Yeah, that's what he called.
Yeah, we did.
Kind of seems like this is a little light. Here's Scott and John agree with me. And I agree with them. They should be sweeping this. Might be right there. Want that to go over. If it's going to go that deep, might as well have it come over. That is a guard. It is. If it's biting by the tiniest of margins.
Doesn't look like it from here.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
But we're past the free guard zone.
Yeah, I merely meant it as a statement of location.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. I'm just, for the viewers at home, they are able to take that rock out now.
Which they will, because there is no reason to leave anything when you're up this big. Rocks just get in the way. So he's worried that this might be a little narrow coming in. It looks like he should still have it, though. As he agrees with me.
Down. Yes.
All right, Brian, yet again playing the same play. This one definitely is carrying further than the last one. I think I sweep this all the way. Yeah, there you go. Brian's with me. Looks like that's going to settle right in there.
It's going to tap open.
Yeah. Again, Grand City just going to elect to peel it out of there. I think they don't even worry about their own rock.
We can probably get a little roll. Okay. Light control's fine. Okay.
Nothing does say confidence like a man curling in a kilt.
Couldn't agree more. We do appreciate the courtesy flaps when he...
That is why Ted does
tucks
not
it between his
curl
legs.
in his kilt.
Do we know if he's got anything under there, Ted?
I don't know how Scottish he is.
Tell me this up. Just clean, ready?
This one looks pretty good.
Yep, I think he's right in there. This should do it. It might take their other stone too. But what's it matter? Nope. But now it's a bigger pocket for Denver to try to get into. Denver can't really afford to do anything but play to the house now that we're on to Ice Rocks. They really can't afford to play guard and hide anymore.
Yeah, it looks like he's probably calling the freeze, right?
Yeah, I think he wants freeze on the pocket. It's a pretty solid pocket. If you can get cleanly on nose the back one, you're going to be stuck in there pretty tight. Weight looks a little down. So yeah, this is going to settle barely over there. Line's beautiful, but I mean, look where that settled. That settled right where they wanted it, except a few feet in front. It really is getting hard fought over there on C.
This side no.
Our B event final.
Normal.
Peel attempt on the way here.
Yep. Yeah, no reason to leave it there. All that that's doing is allowing Denver to try to do something. So they will just get it out of there. That was that middle spill. That's good. That's
Just enough.
Just enough. Don't want to break the rocks. Doherty holding his own against Claire over on C there. We'll see how this goes because that's going to come down to the wire. Looks like we have had handshakes and called it here.
That's it. So,
Denver unable to come back with any real numbers, so they handshakes in there. And congratulations to Granite City and their win here in the under 5 at Denver Curling Club.
There you go. Your 5 and under event champions for 2018 is Granite City. Thank you all for tuning in and watching.
Congratulations to everyone who managed to play today and play it all.
Come down to it. Bump it back. That's okay. Huh? Is that okay? Yeah, I know. Yep. Look at heavy draw, buddy.
I do.
Oh, we get it. Yeah, no, it's okay. If it's on your shot, nobody got rid of it. The first time they had it.
Yeah, outside, yeah. And then rolling over next to the other one. Keeps the middle clear for us for a draw. He also seems like risky and miss it.
I guess if I stand over here, I can move. Thank you.
Second picture for the club, for the newsletter and all that stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
Well, the confidence, man.
Some backing. Ideally, you want to freeze. Yes.
What do you think?
I like hair. Great shot, Claire.
Congratulations, good game. Because if they get behind it, then it's impossible to break up.
I feel like I've never been in this situation before.
Just put it through.
You're calling. What do you want to
Through
do?
it. Right here.
Put it through?
Yeah. Not a backbiter.
Hold on.
Yes, please.
Gotta freeze through it, and then go for it after next year. I'll do my best. Super narrow. Yep. Yep, and must fight the house. Come on. Stick it around, Chris. Doesn't matter. Not with that attitude. What the hell are you gonna do?
Okay, I want to make him throw a hammer. I didn't think you could do it, and then I didn't think I could do it too. If I do it again, on accident. Oh, absolutely. No double? Scott? I didn't see the double. I know. I don't think I've ever been wrong. What's that? You scraping again? Yeah, I got wind. After all that, no balloon. Yeah, almost. What's that? That was probably good for us. Well, no, it doesn't. Makes my life harder to not work. So. You can't put yourself all set. Ice is great this weekend. Thanks.
No. I mean, it's just like
I was very excited that I did 2 doubles in a week.
I was just surprised how many doubles were on those sheets.
No.
You were playing exclusively doubles.
Get that room there, Scotty.
Just wait out here.